Alas, the age-old question that men have wondered all their lives. What exactly does handling a woman mean? Now, I too, probably until my mid to late 30s, really did not understand that concept. I was a little too logical for my own good. I would say, who the hell needs to be handled if they're an adult? You handle a poisonous snake. You handle a lion or tiger or bear at a circus, some kind of wild animal. Why would a woman say, you can't handle me? And I used to say, that makes no sense. But to understand their logic or rationale, you have to look from a different side. Now, in the age old book, Women Are from Venus, Men Are from Mars, is really true. In many ways, the modern woman associates strength and power with yelling, cursing, physical aggression, being adverse or combative and argumentative. And that is the farthest thing from the truth. A woman's power is usually generated by her willingness to get along, to work with a man, to be submissive, to be feminine. But society has taught women that they need to act more like men in order to be perceived as strong, which is not true. But the biggest thing I think men need to understand when the concept of handling a woman, what it really means is A, you're staying in your masculine self, meaning you're not getting razzled and frazzled by the yelling, by the hollering, by the emotional outbreaks that women sometimes have. Number two is you're not responding in an emotional way. That doesn't mean you can't have feelings. I remember a comedian said men are only associated with having two feelings. Either they're fine or they're angry. No, we have every other feeling that a woman has. The difference is that a man in his affirmative should be able to put those feelings to the side in order to accomplish a task or goal. When your woman gets to hollering and screaming and you start hollering and screaming back with her, you lost. That is not masculine behavior. You need to be able to be the thermostat, not the thermometer. If you ever heard that analogy, the thermometer tells the temperature. The thermostat controls the temperature. So when a woman is in her feminine and she's very emotional and upset, you don't win by getting emotional and upset and hollering and screaming with her. You will lose that every single time. So like I said, the second part to handling something when dealing with women is not to become so emotional that you two are out of control. And last but not least, I would say handling a woman is being able to say no. That's a powerful word. And men, we are kind of taught to think transactionally because women have taught us to think that way. Society has taught us to think that way. If I do A, B, and C for her, then she'll do X, Y, and Z for me. And that is not necessarily the way things work. So when you don't feel like doing something, when you are turned off and are not in agreement with something, the power of saying no, of walking away, of telling somebody that you have a boundary is you being in your masculine and being able to handle a woman's emotions. So to say it again, the main three things are is A, having boundaries, B, not becoming emotional and yelling and screaming when your woman feels a certain way and doing the same thing. And number three, the power of no. So, brother, handling a woman does not mean putting your hands on her, does not mean yelling and screaming, does not mean cursing her out. That means staying in the position of a man and saying, I have boundaries. I understand you have a certain feeling or emotion, or you're triggered, but I'm not going to act the same way in turn. And last but not least, the ability to say no. That's something a lot of men have an issue with because they think if they say no, they may lose the woman. If you lose her, you lose her, brother. She wasn't yours to begin with. So, brothers, understand handling a woman has a lot to do with how you handle yourself, not her. Pay attention.